Hello and welcome to our scientific channel. Today's topic is astrology, and we are here to discuss whether or not it holds up to scientific scrutiny. Astrology has been around for thousands of years, and many people believe that it can predict their future, their personality traits, and even their compatibility with others based on the alignment of the stars and planets at the time of their birth. However, we're going to take a closer look at the evidence and see if astrology holds up to scientific investigation. First, let's talk about what astrology actually is. At its core, astrology is the belief that the positions and movements of celestial bodies can have an impact on human affairs and terrestrial events. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this claim. In fact, a number of studies have looked at the relationship between astrological predictions and real-world outcomes, and the results are not promising. One of the most famous studies in this area was conducted by psychologist Sean Carlson in the 1980s. Carlson set up a double-blind experiment in which astrologers were asked to match natal charts to personality profiles. However, the profiles were randomly generated and did not correspond to the natal charts in any way. Despite this, the astrologers were unable to identify the correct profile more often than it would be expected by chance. This suggests that astrology is not an accurate predictor of personality traits. Another study that discredited astrology was conducted by French psychologist Michel Gauquelin in the 1950s and 60s. Gauquelin analyzed the birth charts of over 25,000 people, looking for correlations between their astrological signs and their professions. He found no significant correlation between astrological signs and professions, which contradicts the astrological idea that certain signs are more suited to certain professions. However, Gauquelin did find a correlation between the positions of Mars and Jupiter at the time of birth and the likelihood of the person becoming an athlete or scientist, which he called the Mars effect. However, this finding has also been criticized by scientists who argue that the effect is likely due to the methodological flaws in Gauquelin's study rather than any actual astrological influence. Similarly, studies looking at astrological predictors of major life events, such as marriages or deaths, have failed to find any significant relationship between the predictions and reality. This suggests that astrology is not an accurate predictor of future events either. Overall, the lack of consistency and scientific evidence for astrology, coupled with the numerous failed predictions made by astrologers, suggests that astrology is not a reliable method for predicting human affairs or terrestrial events. Moreover, many astrologists have made false statements and predictions, which have been debunked by scientific evidence. For example, astrologers predicted that there would be major earthquakes in California in 1981 and 1992, but no such events occurred. Similarly, astrologers predicted that the world would end in 1962, 1975, 1982, and 2000. Yet, we are all still here. These failed predictions show that astrology is not a reliable method for predicting future events. It is common for some people to believe that horoscopes work because they have experienced them by being accurate in some instances. However, there are a few reasons why this might be the case. Firstly, horoscopes are often written in a vague and general manner, allowing people to interpret them in a way that applies to their own lives. For example, a horoscope might say that a person will have a successful day at work, but it doesn't specify what that success will look like or how it will be achieved. This means that the person reading the horoscope can find ways to fit their experiences into the prediction, even if it wasn't what the horoscope author intended. Secondly, horoscopes often rely on the power of suggestion. When people read their horoscope, they might start looking for signs that confirm the prediction. For example, if the horoscope predicts a romantic encounter, the person might start noticing a flirting behavior from someone they previously hadn't paid attention to. This confirmation bias can lead people to believe that the horoscope was accurate, even if the prediction was vague or unlikely to begin with. Lastly, it's important to note that some predictions in horoscopes might simply be coincidental. There are countless possible events that can happen in a person's life, and it's statistically likely that at least some of these will align with horoscope prediction. Additionally, some horoscopes are written for a particular astrological sign, which means that many people will be reading the same prediction. This can increase the chances of the prediction coming true for at least one person. While horoscopes might seem to work sometimes, this can often be attributed to vague predictions, confirmation bias, or sheer coincidence. It's important to approach horoscopes with a critical mindset and not rely on them for important decisions or predictions. In conclusion, astrology is not a scientifically valid method for predicting human affairs or terrestrial events. Studies have shown that astrological predictions or personality traits and future events are no more accurate than chance, and many astrologers have made false predictions that have been debunked by scientific evidence. While astrology may be interesting to some people as a form of entertainment or self-reflection, it should not be relied upon for important decisions or predictions. If you liked the video, please give it a like, share, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Please follow me also on Facebook and Instagram. That would help me a lot. Thank you very much, and see you next time.